Hello. We are live now. Let me just check my levels, turn it down a bit. Hello, welcome to the interview, everyone. Here we have Mae Mae, I believe. You know what I do need? My interview notes. It's always something. But if you want to give a little introduction.
Yeah, sure. My name is Mae Mae. I'm a giraffe from Finland, the country where giraffes are created naturally. I stream a lot of drawing stuff. Well, if I'm super honest, I only really stream drawing stuff. And yeah, I'm a professional cartoonist, and we work on my manga series on stream. And I'm very tall. Unnecessarily tall, one could say.
That's part of being a giraffe, I think.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so the first question I officially have is, how are you doing today?
Doing all right. I'm enjoying a week of vacation, I guess, in a sense. I've been working non-stop ever since December, with no real vacations. And now is my first week ever since December, when I've got when I decided that no work stuff is gonna be happening, and it's been very good so far. I've been able to relax. I've been watching some anime, sort of having it on the background while I draw some stuff for myself, and I've been eating potato chips, which is always a good thing.
The classic artist food.
Yeah, it's the best.
So the next thing I usually do with interviews, I say usually do, this is only my second interview, is I say what I know about you, and then you can dispel any myths or say what I got wrong.
Very good.
Although I have watched you previously, and we have spoke previously. Oh, of course, Una's gonna come in straight away with the armpit part. Hello, Una.
Unfortunately, I don't know how to make those. I've never been able to do that.
It's my special skill that I got kicked out of class from doing on a few occasions. But we'll get this done before I. Oh, my hand's cold. Gotta warm them up a bit. Hello. Yes, this is an interview collab, Una.
What's joy?
Una is a ballerina bear.
Oh.
Alright, here we go. Oh,
Was that it?
I'm getting that. You might not be able to hear on Discord because Discord cuts them out. There we go. There's your armpit farts for now. Where were we? Hello, Una. Thank you. Embarrass me all you want. So you are a giraffe. No, there's no smudge. Stop lying. I keep using the term comic artist. Is that the title you would give yourself, or would you prefer something else?
Yeah. I think that's correct. Cartoonist, comic artist, manga artist, whatever. You know, it's not really that strict. I just draw manga. That's basically it.
Yeah. It's pretty good from what I've seen. I've just realized that everything I'm about to say, you've already just said, so...
Well, we can sort of expand on them, so don't worry about having some repetition to it.
You are
I was just...
full giraffe. I put myself taller, just to emphasize your tallness.
Yeah, we don't really necessarily need to emphasize that. We don't have to emphasize my tallness. You can just... I'm cute and short and wonderful.
Everything.
Yes.
Everything we need. We should have gone in a hot tub, so we could have used the hot tub category. That's where all the cool kids are. But yeah, I'll just move on to the questions because we'll probably expand on everything anyway.
Yeah.
So the first question
totally
is, how did you discover VTubers? Because they're relatively new.
I actually started watching Kizunai like a long time ago. I I don't remember exactly how I found her, but um, I remember just like when I draw, I usually have something running on YouTube as like a background thing. Um, Obviously not so much anymore because I've got like my streams and whatever, so we just usually kind of talk on stream. But I used to watch like a crazy amount of YouTube, and Kizunai was there, and her things were super funny, and I really enjoyed them. And then eventually Hololive came, and I think it was Korone's Hololive's Korone's. There's this video called like UB Park or something like that, and it's Jurassic Park,
yeah.
but it's just Korone watching Jurassic Park, and she's so excited about it. And there was something super wholesome about that. And then obviously the way their trickery works is that when you get into one of the VTubers, you're gonna get into a lot more because they sort of cross promote really effectively all the time.
That's the VTuber rabbit hole that everyone falls down into.
Exactly. I went deep, and then I just sort of started watching like a lot of them. My favorite would be probably Pekora. I really like her stuff. She's so incredibly stupidly funny.
The rabbit.
Yeah, the rabbit.
Also, feel free to reply to chat if you want.
Oh. Hello, Roman. Nice to see you here too. It's not coffee; it's hot chocolate.
That was the best image I could get from the website I used. So it's a very milky.
Yeah, coffee would be darker.
Yeah. So that leads us on to the next question of how did you start streaming? Or why? I guess.
Yeah. Well, originally my publisher, so I'm like a published author, and my publisher was like, here in Finland it's a little bit rough to kind of, I guess, getting your comics published is really hard here in Finland, and it's even worse when you do actually get published, because like basically my publisher hasn't really done much to market my stuff whatsoever. So all the marketing weight is on my shoulders. And he said, I think last year, that, hey, Mae, because you're a loudmouth like this, you should start streaming or making YouTube videos so that you can sort of promote your comics through that. And I'm like, it's not really that easy.
Isn't that what he gets paid for? It's promotion.
Yeah, it is, and his money is on the line because he's a publisher. He's paying for the comics and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that he doesn't really do anything about it. But that was like the first push, and the next push was because of this whole Corona situation. So I was supposed to go on a student exchange into a Japanese manga school, and I got accepted. But then Corona came, and my student exchange got cancelled, and I was hoping that maybe this year I can go, but then it got cancelled again, and I was just like sort of roiling in my negative emotions and loneliness because of the whole Corona situation ruining everything for me. That I decided that maybe I could socialize just a little bit, and I decided to make myself a VTuber avatar, and I did, and basically that was it. Now I just sort of stream to have some company while I draw, so I don't have to be by myself when I draw.
So you've gone so far into the rabbit hole that you've started becoming a VTuber, I guess.
Yeah,
it's part
very
of
much
it.
so.
So you mentioned you are a published comic artiste.
Yes.
What sort of comics do you do?
Manga. I'm the only manga author in Finland right now who is like actively published. I drew a romantic comedy gender bender series, which for those who don't know, the genre is basically if you've ever come across something like Ramma Half, from Rumiko Takahashi. Basically, the gist of it is that it plays around with the concept of gender in some manner, and it's about these two boys, and one of them turns into a girl on his birthday, and then they start trying to figure out how this happened, and during their little escapade, they end up falling in love, and then they do kissy goo goos. It's a romantic comedy, very light-hearted, very sort of like, I guess, lightweight. It doesn't really have super stressful drama stuff. It has some more heavy episodes to it, but the heaviness never lingers for a long time. So it's like a light-hearted comedy series.
Pretty good. And I saw on one of your streams you were working on something to do with an assassin in the future or something.
Yeah. So because I finished Clownfish Twister November last year, which was it has the final volume. It's actually like a physically published manga series, but the final volume hasn't been released yet because of Corona. So nobody wants to go to bookstores to buy stuff. So now it's like a really bad time to publish a book. So the final volume hasn't been released yet, but it is finished. So I decided that I need to start to kind of work on something else. And my current series is a horror series about this city where if enough people believe in something, it turns into reality.
Oh.
And yeah, and then the like there's all kinds of monsters and all kinds of awful things happen to people because of gossip and rumors and whatever. And it's like a mystery thriller series, a lot more serious than the previous one, but I wanted to sort of challenge myself with something different. And if you guys are interested in watching me draw something like that, then you can find it on my channel. I can't really give too many spoilers because it's sort of something that I'm going to be pitching to publishers abroad very soon.
Yeah.
So I can't give too much info on it, but if you're curious about what the comic looks like or stuff like that, then yeah.
It looked very professional from what I've seen.
Thank you.
But the concept of a lot of people imagining something and it becoming real seems like you got a lot to work with there.
Oh yeah,
could go in any direction.
Oh yeah, it's like a sort of like a sandbox concept, which allows me to basically write all kinds of themes and things that I might desire. And I've got the script basically written down already, and it's a wild ride of emotions.
Mm-hmm. I think that's one perk I've seen about mangas that I haven't really seen much Western comics deal with, is just sort of a basic idea and then working with that, as opposed to I guess at the moment most Western comics seems to be just either Walking Dead or superheroes, but in the mass market at least.
Yeah. I think it's sort of like the biggest difference between manga and Western stuff, in my opinion, is the sheer volume difference of them. Is like manga is like the way for Japanese people to sort of express their thoughts and their culture and like a lot of things, because in Japan it's not okay to talk about a lot of subjects, so they sort of express themselves instead through manga.
Yeah.
Which sort of, and a lot of people are really creative about how they sort of express themselves, and through that it creates like all of these infinite worlds of different kinds. If we don't talk about the garbage isekai standard where every character is every world is the same, but the idea is that because there's so many people who are sort of expressing their own like ideals and worlds and worldviews and values, it kind of creates this massive freedom of like, I guess, creativity, which like makes manga feel so different from a lot of other comics. There's no like cinematic universe or something like that necessarily to manga, but instead there's like an interesting world, and then when you jump onto the next one, it's another interesting world, and then another interesting world, and there's just a bunch of these interesting little worlds where all kinds of funny things happen.
It does seem to be doing quite well. So I think manga I think it probably started in the 2000s, but it seems to be spreading more worldwide, becoming a more international thing.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into it too much, but
Yeah, it is true. It's becoming more mainstream. Like back when I was in like high school and elementary school, well, it's still sort of an issue here in Finland, but like if you were in high school and you openly admitted to liking manga or anime, you were automatically branded that you're gay. Or if you're like, not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but you know, kids always use gay as the biggest swear word in the world. And if you're a girl who likes manga, then you can bet your sweet ass that your social circle will be very, very small.
yeah, it's sort of close to the sort of nerdy, geeky stuff, I guess.
Yeah. It was like the geeky thing. Here in Finland, it also had this sort of stigma of being like I guess softcore pornography for like youngsters, which was sort of really poorly looked upon for like understandable reasons if it's portrayed like that. But it's a really short-sighted kind of portrayal of what it is actually. So
I guess that's sort of people that don't really look into it just brand it as something, I guess. It's,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember when I went to the movie theaters with my mother when I was 7 years old. We went to see Spirited Away. Very, very famous anime movie. Studio Ghibli's, Hayao Miyazaki's great masterwork. One of the most popular animated films of all time. I believe the second most popular animated film of all time. And my mom, when we were walking in, she spoke to me in like a low voice and was like, "I hope this isn't like that pornography stuff that they've been writing about on the news." And I'm like, my dear mother, I'm pretty sure this wouldn't be topping the box office if it was.
yeah, I mean, do they have age ratings of films over there? I'm guessing they do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So at least that was safe.
Yeah.
I went to see Howl's Moving Castle with my mum in the cinema, and the only comment she had was, "That looks a lot like Pokemon, didn't it?" I think that's my mum's only experience.
No. Oh, it looks like Pokemon. Yeah, I guess it does. In a sense.
I think what she meant was it looks like anime, but in her very limited knowledge.
Yeah.
But the next question, I think we have spoke a lot about already, is what are you streaming currently, and how is that going?
I'm streaming Tuesday to Thursday. We work on my manga series, Among the Sheep. Sometimes even on Fridays if there's like really complex pages, and we're having trouble with finishing our weekly quota of 6 pages a week. But on Fridays we usually have some kind of funny stream. It's usually something drawing related to, like last week, 2 weeks ago, we had a stream where I drew everything that chat wanted me to draw on a single picture, and it ended up being awful.
Oh, it was great. It was like
it was a great masterpiece.
Much to look at.
Oh yeah, it was like Where's Waldo, and it was quite something for sure. It was one of those things. Then we had one stream where because like all of the hot tub Twitch thoughts, or what should I call them, as PewDiePie would call them, because of the hot tub streamers, we decided to do like a spite stream, and we also had a hot tub stream, and I drew all of my chat members into my hot tub, or my hot spring, and it was really sexy.
It's just to keep the water warm. Global.
Exactly.
Save water.
Exactly.
If anyone in the chat wants to ask a question, feel free to do so. I guess. So do you prefer working on your manga in streams, or do you prefer doing, like as you said, like drawing suggestions from the chat?
So I guess this is probably something that might come as a surprise to a lot of, well, not necessarily, but like some VTubers or I guess streamers in general might look down upon it just a little bit. But streaming isn't my passion. My comic is my passion, and because of that, like if streaming was my passion, I would constantly be drawing some kind of funny stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
And it's fine and dandy when you do it in small amounts, but it's not actually like what I'm passionate about. It's funny for the moment, but if I had to do it every day, I would probably just quit streaming altogether. Because like that's not why I started streaming. I don't want to be, I guess, sort of like just doing it for the views. If I can't do the thing that I really enjoy, it doesn't really matter. Like I might as well just go work on like McDonald's or something, because like I wouldn't enjoy it anyway. I can't dedicate my life to playing video games or something on stream. We can play video games sometimes, but most of the time we don't, because comics are like my true passion, and that's what I really enjoy. And because of that, what I really enjoy when we stream is just like having a comfy, good time, quiet, relaxing stream. People are having fun in chat. We just kind of talk about life and relax while I work. You don't even have to necessarily be interested in what I'm drawing or anything like that. It's just kind of like nice when you have some company there, and you might just be interested in just listening to some comfy talk, and that's basically what I want. That's what I want to do.
It's a pretty good idea to focus on what you like and what you do while streaming, and it gives some variety to the streams as well. And you never know, you might encourage other people to get into manga drawing and stuff.
Yeah, we have a couple people in chat who have found me through like the manga or comics tag, I think. And they've sort of seen that, oh, you're actually working on like an actual comic page, and then they've began asking like advice and all kinds of stuff like that. And I think that's been something like really, really fun.
I haven't looked at the art tag properly, but a lot of people when they do art streams, they seem to just be practicing or something else. It's very rare that people are working on something a bit more. What's the right word? Not practical. With an objective or goal in mind. I would probably throw out like a random number that probably about 95% of all art streams on Twitch are probably people who just draw art for like fun or like hobby. So having someone who does art as like a professional thing, and especially like comics, because there's not a lot of people who draw comics, because like there's like usually like publishing issues and stuff like that, copyright issues and whatever. Like you might, if you have a contract with like a publisher who doesn't want you to stream the comic, then you probably can't stream it. So while I'm working on my new series that doesn't have a publisher yet, I'm gonna use the chance to sort of make it like a thing. And I honestly, if I do get a publisher, like I don't think they would find it that troublesome to because it's like free marketing. It's not like anybody can actually read my comic on my streams because it doesn't have text. I'm leaving like all the text for like work that I do after, and it's just sort of watching me draw like some dude's shoe for like 3 hours. So there's only so much that you can glean from that. You might get some
really
super dedicated fans that are piecing it together.
That would be a dream come true for me. If there was like a game theory about my comics.
It's just a manga theory.
Yeah,
I think we've got a question. Tell me, you put the fan arts on your folder, so how many fan arts do you have?
guess like 30. I have, I think, like 3 or 4. Not that many. I got my first one when I joined this VTuber server a while ago, where I was sort of helping out this young lass who was sort of working on her own little VTuber avatar, and she decided to draw like a cute little fan art of my character. That was the first one. The second one was I had one of my university classmates, a very famous Twitterer. She's not really a streamer or anything. She's just like very famous on Twitter. She's got like 50,000 followers or something. She's been really enjoying the streams, which is really nice. She just kind of works on her own stuff and listens to me blab on about like some kind of weird personal stuff, and she felt really happy about the streams, so she decided to draw like a picture of my giraffe character, which was really sweet of her. And then I think so today one of my chat members, Roman, who is in here as well, drew a slime. Like a Dragon Quest slime version of me.
Oh.
So I guess that's also one. So I guess 3. Off the top of my head, 3.
Expanded Mae Mae universes grow.
Yeah.
Got Slime U and some other.
Yeah, the alternate universe versions are beginning to appear.
Feel free to ask any more questions. I'm trying to keep up with it. Expected more than 4.
Yeah, Roman, you're the 4th, or 3rd or 4th. One person sort of drew me like a character, but it wasn't necessarily sort of related to my VTubing, I guess. So I wouldn't really necessarily count that, I guess. So yeah, but yeah, not that much fan art. No, I'm not that famous. I think I've barely broken 100 followers on like Twitch, and I don't really get new followers super actively because, again, it's not the most marketable content that I do.
Yeah.
So I haven't really found my audience yet, I guess.
I think slow growth is probably the best, as opposed to growth in spikes.
Yeah.
Because then you get although you have less people, you tend to have more dedicated people following you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But Roman asks, what's your favorite game?
My favorite game is Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Oh.
I really enjoy the Monster Hunter series, and I felt that Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate had like the best balance of the sort of slow-paced, methodical gameplay plus having some kind of action elements to it, so it doesn't feel too slow. So the recent titles have been a little bit too anime for me. They're making the player characters way too strong, and it feels like animal abuse. And it's supposed to be Monster Hunter, not like neighborhood cow hunter.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed 4 Ultimate the most because of that.
Is that the 3DS one?
It is, yeah.
I think I remember it.
Yeah, it's was released before Generations. The game's sort of color scheme is very yellow. There's a lot of yellow in the game. It's very nice. Why is your avatar glitchy?
Yeah,
it's because we're doing this like through like a website thing, and I'm sharing like the link to Komori, and he's put his essentially there's like a few too many pipes that I'm coming through to you guys with, so please bear with me.
Yeah, I think the only other way is like there's like a Discord way, but that's a bit fiddly. This was the quickest and easiest.
Yeah.
But it's through the magical pipes.
Yeah.
what art style do you think can be adapted into anime perfectly, or at least very similar?
Do you think your art style can be adapted into anime perfectly, or at least very similar? I think so. I think it can be adapted into anime, but considering how sort of different it is from a lot of like normal stuff, it might need to have like some kind of specialized animation studio for it, like how once Mob Psycho 100 was animated by a studio that really replicated his art style in a really like religiously good manner, which is really nice. So obviously my art style is a lot more generic than one's art style, so if they can do one, they can definitely do mine as well. so I don't think it would be that much of an issue when it comes down to sort of making something like that. And it's not so, like insanely detailed either, so like a lot of anime that has had like adaptation issues is like Hokuto no Ken, Fist of the North Star, because it was so overly detailed that the animation studio couldn't keep up with the visual quality. Same with Berserk, which is why they made the awful 3D version of it. And same with there was one more, Junji Ito stuff, a famous horror mangaka. His works are something that people have always sort of complained that have not been adapted very well into anime because they're so overly detailed.
I think
but
like any style technically could be translated into anime. It's just depending on the studio and how much time and effort they're willing to put in.
Yeah.
Will your avatar be an Easter egg in one of your mangas as a background character?
Yeah, I probably will. We already drew one elementary school class out on recess, and one of the kids out on the recess looks a little bit suspiciously similar to a certain giraffe. So yeah.
Who's that tall kid? The next question I was going to ask is what plans do you have for the future? I guess you're currently working on a manga, but I guess stream-wise, are you planning anything?
Well, my sort of goal, I guess, for streaming is I don't necessarily have an infinite time to kind of see if my streaming works or not, because, you know, I have to make a living too. So like if nothing works out, my manga doesn't work out, my stream doesn't work out, nothing works out, then I have to start looking for like a more traditional job in like the game industry or something. But if things go well, either I get my manga published, which would lead to me just sort of, you know, working on that and probably on stream, and we're just gonna keep streaming forever. Or alternatively, if my streams gain some kind of magical boost into popularity, and I managed to reach about 100 average viewers, which is like a pipe dream still. But if I do manage to reach that, then I could do it for like a living, and I could work on my manga and comics alongside the streams, and I would basically have like a massive load off of my shoulders. In terms of content, we're gonna be drawing a lot of manga.
Well, that's hopefully what all your viewers want.
Yeah, I can't really promise anything else, like anything super cool. Surely we're gonna do some collabs with some people who I like every now and then, like this. But in general, it's just gonna be drawing. Like it would be lying if I said like we've got all these hype new ideas and it's gonna be great. No, it's just drawing.
Well, if you are an art streamer, that is definitely going to be your main content. You going to make any changes to your model or anything? Any upgrades or anything?
Surely, yeah. Not right now. I can't really afford Live 2D right now. So yeah, it is what it is. But after I can sort of get like a consistent living and I can afford live 2D, then I want to like maybe remake my avatar. I mean, I don't think it's a bad avatar by any means.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
really mobile and like really well done, but there are some things that I would like to change about it for sure. They're probably so technical that nobody really gives a shit about it. So I won't really go into them right now.
Don't
But
wanna spoil the illusion.
yeah, and but one thing that I was sort of wanted to make about my avatar that I haven't been able to is like if I press a button, it turns me into this stupid looking floppy giraffe that can just has like a physics on its neck, and then I can just look stupid if we do something stupid.
That would
So
be
that
pretty
that
good.
would be that would be pretty good. Yeah.
I've seen some people with hands that react to you physically drawing. That's something you might be able to look into. I don't know if you've seen that.
I mean, if you do live 2D, I'm guessing the way the hands actually react is that they've made like pre-made animations, and when they press a button, it always just plays the animation with the hands. I haven't, at least like hands tracking, I haven't seen on 2D and 2D characters yet. At least one that looks like actually good instead of like a gimmick.
I think one that I've seen is like a hand that moves with the mouse.
Oh yeah. Well, I can't really do that because I'm drawing, and the drawing is the mouse, so my hands would be constantly going like.
No,
like...
yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how it goes. What have we got? Do you prefer Mommy Mae or Daddy Mae? I don't know if that's...
Mummy, please. You can call me Mummy, Roman. That's totally fine.
Monkey collab. I think you mentioned briefly.
Yes.
Very exciting. We do love Monkey on this channel, so... Monkey Barry. Has your catchphrase... It is what it is, you said. Don't like catchphrases, and you do it yourself.
Now that I think about it, I do say it is what it is quite often. I guess I do have a catchphrase. I'm just gonna write on my Twitch page. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm just gonna take a very quick 2-minute break, but I'll leave it on if you want to interact with the chat.
Yeah. I can just sort of draft it out here and take some water and whatnot. But yeah, Monkey collab is going to be coming tomorrow. We're going to be probably starting a little bit later than usual because in Britain, you know, time zones are different. So his earliest that he would be sort of comfortable with starting a stream was at 9 p.m. his time, which means 11 p.m. my time, which means that we would be starting the stream 2 hours later than usual. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be like a VTuber guessing challenge. It's like, who's that Pokemon? Except with VTubers. We're going to be talking about character design, color design, a lot of technical stuff, but also like educational and fun stuff. So hopefully it'll be enjoyable. But yeah, that kind of things are always sort of exciting. I've never had a collab before, so this is like good practice for it, to be super honest. Like a safe and fun little way of doing something together with someone. I think it's great. What are they? English AMA. AMA is ask me anything, right? Mixed reality. Mixed reality. This is definitely quite mixed. I'm looking at the tags of the stream, and because I have always sort of figured like, how do I tag my streams? And I just put anime, comics, and illustration. But I guess AMA would work too.
I'm back. I think I drank a bit too much energy drink before stream.
Roman, I'm pretty sure he can read the chat himself as well. It's his stream.
Yeah.
Roman told me to tell you that you have a nice voice.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it. It is kind of hard because I think I need to look into videos on like speaking professionally or whatever, because I get like a really rough voice after talking for a while. So I have to like drink honey tea or have like a cough sweet or something. But I think I've fucked up my voice somehow. But Roman has to go.
Yes. Yeah, it's very late for him as well. He's from Europe as well.
Oh yeah. Maybe the Americans will start coming in.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the end of the formal questions, if you wanna put it like that.
So now for the good questions.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see because I've got a big list.
Very good.
So if you couldn't tell already, the pipes are mixed up again.
So it would seem.
You'll come back in a sec.
Yeah. Don't worry about me. This just like sometimes when I like when I try to enter into the virtual realm too hard, this just happens. But it's normal. It's like having a common cold.
Yeah. It works. It'd be like that. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So I'm a big fan of all things spooky. I like ghosts, cryptids, cults, witches, that sort of stuff. Do you have any local legends or any local monsters or ghost stories or anything?
We do definitely have like monster stuff here in Finland. Here in this buggy cyberspace where I exist right now. But
I'll see if I can refresh it.
What the fuck did I join into?
Hello, dude. There's some problem with the internet pipes right now. Is there a refresh?
Yeah, it is showing just fine on my end. So
let's see if that fixed it at all. That sort of fixed it. You're looking
there
better.
We go. Yeah, just like 100p or something. But otherwise it was great. Now I'm turning into a jumble again.
Is that
back to 100p?
Yeah.
Oh, my resolution. It's increasing.
Oh.
Rad.
We're giving her all she's got, Catton.
Yes.
Bump up the power.
Yeah. In terms of spooky sort of like urban legends or stuff like that, I guess you would sort of know them better if you went outside. But I spend most of my time indoors. But I guess it comes down to horror stories here in Finland. Most of them are just about like abusive alcoholic parents and stuff like that, which are a little bit too real.
It's too real.
Yeah, we do have like our own sort of mythos. Like for example, the legend of Santa Claus here in Finland, joulupukki, as he's called in Finnish. He's not a sort of like a saint good dude who comes to bring children presents and stuff like that, but instead he's this sort of goat-headed or partially goat monster that comes every like at the winter solstice to like steal your children, or beat them up and give them coal for behaving poorly. So like there's no reward for being a good kid whatsoever. There's just punishment if you're a bad kid.
Oh.
So yeah, if you want to look at Finnish horror Santa Claus, there's this movie called Rare Exports. I think you can probably find it on Netflix or something like that. It's a horror movie about Finnish Santa Claus, which are these weird goblin-like monsters that come from the earth. It's pretty hilarious. It's like a parody horror movie.
It sounds like the perfect movie to watch for Christmas.
Oh yeah. They always show it at Christmas time here in Finland on TV as well.
Screw Die Hard. This is the Christmas movie of the century.
Very much so.
Do you have any of that sort of stuff that you like in general, not necessarily local?
I do love to listen to creepypastas and stuff like that when I sort of draw. There's something really relaxing about just sort of listening to someone with a good voice reading creepypastas to you, and you just sort of work on your stuff. My personal favorite was this, like, I don't remember the name of it, but it was this sort of like autobiographical story that the supposed author wrote for like a school project, and they had to interview someone that they know or they appreciate, and they interviewed their grandmother, who was supposedly working for NASA when she was younger. And the grandmother, on her deathbed, she starts revealing all of NASA's great secrets, and one of them is that the humanity has been to the moon multiple times instead of just like once, and they found stuff on the moon that is like super weird and beyond like human comprehension, and it's like this hour-long creepypasta about the grandmother retelling her sort of experience working for NASA and all the weird stuff that she saw on the lunar expeditions, and like all of these like super nice sci-fi-esque and like eldritch-esque things. Unfortunately I don't remember the name of it. It was like my grandmother used to work for NASA or something like that.
That sounds like a modern anime title.
Yeah, something like that. It's like an hour-long creepypasta. I highly recommend it if you want to listen to like a good, long, completely like well thought out story about like a conspiracy theory that revolves around NASA. It was the best.
I think those more subtle ones are generally more spookier and the best. One thing I like about Lovecraft is that almost all of his stories are either second or third person. I can't remember which way around it is. I think it's second person, where it's somebody telling you the story as opposed to just there is a monster, it kills the man.
Yeah.
I think that's
turns into
the best.
Like a more personal thing. So it makes like a human connection to the characters. So I think that's like a big reason to why they hit so hard. Very true.
It also forces you to imagine it yourself through the description as well. Very good stuff. Any favorite cryptids?
Favorite cryptids. I really like skinwalkers. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're very common in creepypastas and stuff like that. For those who don't know what the skinwalkers are, they're these like American Aboriginal sort of like witch demons that are like witches that have made some kind of evil pact with nature, and they've become these half human, half monster freaks that have the power to wear the skin of the people they have killed as if they were the person. They just look a little bit off, and they can mimic the voices of the people, and they like try to sort of infiltrate your social circle or something like that, or they try to lure you into their like forests or stuff like that by mimicking the voices of those who you know. Like it might be your best friend calling you to come help him in the woods because his leg is stuck in like a bear trap, but then it turns out that it's a skinwalker who's going to eat your face. So that kind of stuff I love.
The classic sort of situation.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. There was something similar to that, but I can't remember what it is. But it seems that like every country or region has their own sort of mythical monster or whatever. I like to think of the skinwalker as the spooky cousin of Bigfoot, I guess. Like Bigfoot, he's in the pictures. He's usually just like chilling. He's just walking around or something. Whereas all the stories of the skinwalker is like, oh, it's stalking you in the night and stealing your skin.
Yeah. The Bigfoot is like a very sort of like a pacifist kind of monster, I guess. It just sort of, I guess it just eats the bark of woods in the forest, and that's basically what it does. And the only reason to why people are so interested in it is because they don't know if it is there or not. So I guess yeah, The skinwalkers are like a little bit more hardcore. They're definitely a little bit overdone though. Everybody in the internet supposedly has a skinwalker story.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think they've had a big resurgence, or not resurgence, but appeal to people recently. People discovering them, if that makes sense.
Oh, I see. I haven't really read a lot of creepypastas as of late because I've been sort of talking on stream instead. But I need to update my creepypasta knowledge somewhat soon. Would surely be fun.
Something I was going to say. Oh yeah, my favorite Bigfoot fact is while filming Star Wars Episode 6, they had to have people in high-vis jackets walking around with Chewbacca because they didn't want people to assume it was Bigfoot and shoot him because they were filming it in the forests of America.
Oh yeah. I guess that would be sort of make sense since if someone had the chance, they would definitely blow the brains out of that.
Yeah. Not take a picture, just shoot. But
exactly.
That's America, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's some more. There's like other types of Bigfoots that I've heard about. There's like a stinky Bigfoot. I don't know what that
the
is.
skunk ape. Yeah, the skunk
that's
ape.
him.
That's like in some specific state in the States, which is like an ape and a skunk. It smells really bad, and it's like goes to people's trailers and eats their faces or something. I don't know.
That's a bit more
I guess
original.
Yeti. Yeah, I guess the Yeti is technically like a Bigfoot as well. It's just like a snow Bigfoot.
The abominable snowman.
Yeah, the ice element version.
I mean, local to me, I've just got Nessie is probably the most famous one.
Yes.
Not that I live in Scotland, but relatively local to me. We have the hounds, ghost hounds on some moors somewhere, which inspired the Sherlock book.
The Hound of Baskerville. Yeah.
I got some cards somewhere of some but I can't remember where they are. It's like literal seahorses, like river horses, kelpies, I think they're called.
Oh, yeah. The ones that sort of lure you into riding them, and then they take you underwater and they eat you or something, I guess. Yeah, I know those ones too. Yeah.
Essentially mermaids, now that I think about it, except less singing.
Yeah.
There's so many.
I mean, if they're kind of horses, like unless they're unless you meant that there's like specifically also mermaids, but yeah, I guess because like I would imagine the sort of horses, they don't really have the same appeal as mermaids to people. I guess unless you're like a hardcore furry. But I don't think you should have that kind of appeal to anything, even if you're a hardcore furry. But yeah.
I wonder if there were any fairies back in those days. I imagine not, but
probably not. There might have been something like people believing in themselves having like spirit animals and maybe like acting like one if they're really feeling like it. But it I'm pretty sure it's like it's kind of like sort of imagining like if there were anime fans in like the 1800s, and obviously there weren't because there was no anime, but there might have been people who sort of behaved in a similar manner to them.
Yeah, definitely some book nerds back then. Don't read books, they'll rot your brain. Stick to rock runes instead.
Oh yeah, cave paintings and smoke signals with your fire.
Oh, I don't know if I don't know how far spread smoke signals was. I know America definitely had them. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think more than the like American aboriginals did smoke signals, but they're like a very classical way of like a very sort of flimsy way of communication.
They're a lot longer range as well compared to a lot of others.
Well, it depends on the weather, I would say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like if it's really windy, they're basically pointless.
Unless it carries it further, But
But I would imagine the issue is more so the fact that if they try to send a signal, the signal would sort of get muddled in the windstorm or something like that,
yeah.
so it wouldn't give the same message. Like you try to tell that your mom has made apple pie, and the message that come across to the other side is that your mom has been murdered by the nearby clan. Let's go attack them. So, yeah.
The common cause of clan attacks in those days was misread or typos.
Misread smoke signals.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
I'm trying to think of what other I guess light signals. They didn't really have. I don't know how early SOS was started or Morse code started. They probably very vaguely used light signals, maybe not to a degree.
Yeah, well, it would have to sort of be after they sort of, I guess. Well, no, maybe if they like used like, I guess like campfires and stuff, and like to sort of like message from, like, let's say there's like a big lake, and on the other shore there's someone with like a nice fire going, and then they put like a drape over the fire and then like just send like a signal like that. I can sort of see that being a thing that they would have even done in like the Middle Ages, but the electronic version of obviously requires like a powerful enough lamp.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very very common in the World Wars, I think.
Yeah.
Although
the Morse stuff and stuff, to my understanding, was like sort of at least made popular during the war times, because it was sort of like a way of sending like encoded messages.
Definitely World War One. I think that was the first major use of long-range communication between generals and combats and stuff.
Yeah. Now they can just send WhatsApp messages.
WhatsApp war. Hey, how's it going, troops?
Yeah, they just, you know, they mark the WhatsApp as like a business account, so
Yeah.
so unknown people can't infiltrate.
Definitely. You just you're on the battlefield and you just get the WhatsApp notification.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to push forward. They're like, oh no, and then you just send a sad emoji.
Yeah, they react with emojis too. My best friend just died, and then they sent like a photo of their head exploded on the ground, and then the first reaction is just a poop emoji.
Oh no, the group chat goes off.
Yeah. And then people have like flame wars in the WhatsApp group, in the middle of the war, and nobody has time to shoot each other because all they do is they're just like hating on each other on the WhatsApp group.
Oh, it's modern war. War never changes.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I used to.
Why are we still here?
I used to play.
Oh,
there's so much suffering. Without getting too down, I used to be in an armor unit, and we had to communicate through digital, like built-in radios in game, and people used to get told off all the time for just chatting shit on the radio.
What up, bro?
I remember I was like humming to myself. I didn't realize I had the radio button pushed down. Luckily, it was only on the team radio and not on the unit-wide radio. I got too scared to talk on the unit-wide one. 'Cause that's where the big boys would use the full radio talk. So if ever my team leader died or something, I had to pick up the big boy radio and had to be like, Whiskey Bravo Tango down over.
Yeah.
I would never remember what it is. I'd be like, oh hey, team's dead, don't know what I'm doing. Some scary situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I like to do is look up. So whenever I look up interview advice, it would always give me job interview stuff.
Oh yeah. What
So
can you bring to this company?
yeah, I was like, that's essentially all they ask when I think about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
weird interview questions. Let's look it up.
I actually had I was interviewed like a month or two ago. I'd say about a month ago, by this young lass about my comic, the Clownfish Twister, as it is currently the only manga series that is sort of published here in Finland, and like you don't necessarily need to be super stressed out over interview stuff. I had this girl, she interviewed me about Clownfish Twister, and then like in the middle of the interview she revealed that she hadn't even read the series.
Oh.
And I was like, okay.
I feel like that's something they should probably tell you beforehand.
Maybe. But yeah, they did apparently read it afterwards. I don't know if they actually did, but I hope they did. And yeah, but yeah, I think in situations like these, where you're just sort of having fun and whatnot, you can ask people about whatever, like especially if you sort of have like a small inkling of what they're like as a person. If you want to keep the conversation going, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be something super intelligent or anything like that. It can just be like, so Mae, do you have any funny deformities on your body? And I can be like, oh yeah, the second toe next to my thumb toe is like super crooked and it looks really weird, and like stuff like that. If you know that the person's boundaries, that you can usually ask like whatever you feel like, just like have a normal conversation, and I'm sure your interviews will be doing just fine. It is sort of important to get a gauge of what people are okay with talking about, however. So I think you already did a good job asking me about that. My answer obviously is I can talk about whatever. So yeah, it's totally fine to ask me stuff. We usually even talk about like really private and personal issues on my streams. I'm a very open book. So if there's anything you want to talk about, I'm totally fine.
It's pretty useful. I think some people like having a streamer they can talk about that stuff with, because some streamers are there purely for entertainment, and they just want like certain stuff spoken about. But I guess some people might want someone, what's the right word, like a third party that's not involved in anything they can ask, but definitely make sure you get permission or whatever from the streamer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've been having a lot of people sort of talk about their private issues and stuff. Of course, as long as they're fine with it, and me being the way I am, I'm of course totally fine with it. I sort of I had this sort of epiphany in my life at one point, where I came to this realization that I was living sort of a lot of my life in like this, like in a lie, almost like in a bubble, and I was really frustrated about that, and I decided to like change myself as a person. And the sort of big thing about that, I feel, was that I started becoming a lot more like sort of open about a lot of things that I talk about, and because like people generally speaking respond really well to honesty. Like if you just sort of word yourself out in a proper manner, you can basically talk about anything in a very honest manner as well, and people won't judge you for it. Like I had this big panel in an anime convention here in Finland about a year ago, about why it is good to draw lewds, and the panel was really well received, even though we talked about like really weird fetishes and whatever on the panel, and a lot of people had like a ton of fun there, because like I'm guessing it was like a special feeling to a lot of people to see someone, because like it's not that strange for people to have fetishes, and it's not that strange for people to want to draw lewds. If you're in the anime circles and you like to draw anime stuff, you probably have had the desire to draw at least one butt sometime. and a lot of people probably want to have someone to talk to about stuff like that, but they don't have that person because it's taboo. So when there was someone who just sort of super openly talked about this taboo, it was like a very special and like, I guess, wholesome experience to a lot of people, even though I was talking about like Winnie the Pooh thing Piglet or something like that. So yeah.
Can't imagine what it must have been like before the internet and having not even like weird fetishes, just like any in general, and like how do you even seek that stuff out?
Yeah, I think probably you just had to like sort of go like into a minefield and just do a ballet, like a ballet at the minefield, and hope that you don't blow up. Which is risky business. It's risky business, but for that I'm very thankful for the internet today, so that people who sort of have similar interests can seek themselves out. Obviously, there's good and bad sides to all of that. I personally wouldn't be super. I'm not happy about the fact that people who have like really illegal kinks or stuff like that have the power to seek each other out and sort of form communities around their fucked up shit. But the positive side of it is also very large, where people who it doesn't even have to be in the context of like ass or porn or whatever. It can just be in the context of like anything, that you can find friends who you have similar interests with, and that instantly makes it easier to sort of make friends online than it was ever to make friends in real life, because I'm sure there's probably a lot of people who don't know a lot about their real life friends. They probably know on like a very superficial level because they can't talk about their very private things to each other. But online, with the sort of safeguard of anonymity.
It's a difficult word.
Yeah, anonymity. With the safeguard of that, you can approach people more easily. You can be more open about your interests more easily, and you sort of have this mental shield that keeps you safe, even if someone might say that well, the thing that you like is really lame and you should be ashamed of it. You can just sort of brush them aside and find people who don't think like that. So
yeah, I've been wondering like how, like, with the internet, does that spread fetishes more? Because you may have not been before the internet, you may have not been exposed to any of that sort of stuff. So I wonder if because of the internet there's more specific fetishes.
I absolutely think so. The internet is like let's imagine like a world without the internet. I don't think we would even like have anime being like this mainstream. It would be, we wouldn't be VTubing right now. Well, some people would be, but we probably wouldn't, because like let's say even if like you could go on public television to VTube or like VTV or whatever, that wouldn't be a thing that people would necessarily think about, because anime wouldn't have ever come out of Japan here, except for the movies that get really popular. And searching it out would be really difficult. Getting your hands on anime and manga would be really difficult. Not to mention the fact that there's a massive language barrier that you have to fight, because it wouldn't be fan subbed or fan translated, because there would be no fan base essentially without the internet.
I salute you, fan translators.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing God's work.
Yeah, like there's a lot of series that a lot of people would have probably never heard about if not for the fan translations and whatnot. So in that sense, absolutely, everything spreads faster when there's like an outlet that's so easy for the spreading, like the internet. Not just fetishism or fetishes specifically, but everything. There's good and bad sides to it. The great side is the fact that everything is very accessible and you can find things that you want very easily. And the bad side is that you have to see Sonic's feet on DeviantArt's front page all the fucking time.
Well, comes at a cost, but yeah. I haven't been on DeviantArt in a while. I don't know how much it's changed. Okay.
You're not missing out.
I meant to just go on Twitter and see VTuber
Yeah,
feet
it's-
instead.
Oh yeah, exactly. You don't see Sonic feet there. You just see VTuber feet.
It's, I guess it's a
I
bit
mean, I guess-
better than Sonic feet.
Uh,
Depends on the VTuber.
Sonic's feet are really fucking gross. He has like human feet under like his
Ugh.
stupid shoes.
His
It's like,
legs are- Ugh. Shouldn't he have like paws or something?
I don't fucking know. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what it is about people and Sonic's feet. They're like so disproportionate to his body too. Like, there's just these massive like loafers. I'm sorry, all people who love Sonic's feet. I don't get it.
I'm gonna guess that it's people with feet fetish and they want realistic
yes.
feet.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about Sonic, but
Yeah, why does it have to be Sonic? Why is Sonic everything? There's like a fetish group for very Christian Sonic, like this Sonic who's praying to Jesus, and then he like probably kisses Jesus or something. Then there's like Sonic's feet. Then there's like a Sonic drowning community.
oh,
There's like the baby Sonic community. There's the inflation Sonic community. There's the feet stink Sonic community. Like, why is it always Sonic? I don't get it.
maybe some of it is just like ironic, but I don't know. It's
I wish it was. I really wish it was, but I don't think it is. When it's ironic, you can usually tell because it's Sonic instead of Sonic. But well, if we go into like the nitty gritty of it, I think the reason to why it is the way it is because a lot of youngsters sort of grow into like Sonic is probably their entire childhood.
yeah.
And through Sonic being the entirety of their childhood, when they grow into teenagers, they sort of like begin combining, I guess, their sexual development into the things that they enjoy, and that leads them into sort of combining the thing that they always do, which is draw Sonic, into changing it into something sexual. And the feet fetish, if I had to throw like a random guess to one possible method for how it comes, is maybe the author is self-conscious about their own feet stinking or something like that, and fetishizing this sort of thing that they're uncomfortable about their own body is sort of like a way of making it more acceptable for themselves, and then it sort of starts developing into a more like a bigger part of their life with time going on, and then suddenly you're into Sonic's feet for some reason.
There's a lot of psychology involved in it.
Yeah, in Sonic's feet.
Sonic's feet are Pandora's box of the internet.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can see the true nature of humanity through Sonic's feet.
the historians of the future will be writing.
You'll be measuring them with like
Uh,
some kind of highly scientific apparatuses. They're like, this is the culture of deviant art. We don't know what it means, but here we can see Sonic the Hedgehog's feet, and these green stink lines have a meaning of blah 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 blah.
I often wonder, like with not like tapestries and stuff, people taking meaning from it, where it's like, oh, this giant snail signifies the war of the time, and the knight is fighting it for righteousness. It's like, no, somebody just wanted to make a knight fighting a giant snail.
Yeah, probably it's probably a lot less deep than they think.
Although that's a good point about the modern times, is that I think now more than ever, more stuff is documented. So our time currently, and probably in the future, is just going to be really accurate compared to the past, where we have to sort of piece together. And the past is written by anyone who writes it down.
Yeah.
So like I think it's the recipe for Roman concrete was lost, and it like Roman concrete's really good. That's why a lot of it is still up. But because we never found a recipe, we can't make it. So one day we'll my dream for the future of humanity is discovering the recipe for Roman concrete.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Uh,
Then in the future, the like, oh wow, I'm going into another dimension once more. Very good.
being the government cover up. I'll see if I can.
True,
refresh it.
true. I'm getting missing node. I'm being censored.
Cancel culture strikes again.
There it is. Finally, I've been waiting. The moment when I get cancelled online.
Oh yeah.
There have been attempts already. A couple of attempts. But we'll see. Maybe I'll get cancelled for good when I post Femboy Jesus and Femboy Devil.
Maybe
Today on stream. Yeah, today on stream. For those who don't know, So for some reason, my chat has gotten into this cult of Femboy Jesus. They came up with this character of Femboy Jesus who bullies the Femboy Devil. They're like high school boys, and they cross-dress and they look like girls. And I promised them that I will draw the characters. Finally, and today we drew the line art of them, and tomorrow we're gonna do the colors on stream, and then probably tomorrow, like probably somewhere at nighttime, I'm probably gonna get cancelled on Twitter for like blasphemy or something.
Well, I usually just stay away from that cancel part of Twitter, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Obviously I don't like it either. It's the stupidest garbage in the world, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I'm sure it'll be fine. You suffer for the
probably.
art.
Exactly, art is suffering.
I think we'll probably end soon-ish because I'm getting a bit hungry and it's almost an hour and a half.
Very good.
Is there anything you wanted to say or discuss before we finish up?
I don't know. I guess not really. Thank you for having me. I had fun. It's nice, sort of like, to have like this kind of vacation week where you just don't just sort of sit on your ass and do nothing, but you have these little sort of things that you can like have fun with and kind of break away from the norm. So I really appreciate asking me on stream. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring like a large audience because I don't have one.
That's fine.
But yeah, but I still had a lot of fun just having like a chat with a friend. I think that's good.
You're very welcome. That's why I do it. It's just to talk to other VTubers.
Yeah.
And see how it goes. But yeah, I think we'll look for someone to raid. Because that's what you do, right? Also,
when you finish the stream, you have to raid someone.
Yes.
I've only recently found out how to raid people. I realized that there's some kind of like a chat command that you have to do to raid someone. I remember I went to MonkeyTube's stream and I wanted to raid it, and I was just, do we just like sit here and watch the stream through me? Is that how you raid? And nobody in chat had any idea because all of my chat viewers aren't really Twitch people. So yeah. But now I know how to raid as well.
The way I do it is in the stream manager, you can add a quick action, and one of them is raid channel.
Oh, very good.
So I'm trying to see if we've got anyone, because I think the meta, if you will, is to raid someone that's doing similar content to what you're doing. Because if you just raid someone who is just doing something totally different, then the current viewers will they're just not interested. They will leave quickly. But if you do something similar, like the same game or the same sort of vibe, then they're more likely to stay and watch them.
Yeah.
So there's someone called Hex VT. They're into witchy stuff. Let me just quickly see what they're doing. They're doing just chatting, which is similar to what we're doing, so I guess we'll raid them. So
very
I'll
nice.
Get the raid ready. But thank you for coming on. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Very much.
Very chilled. But
As
yeah,
it should be.
and
On a
ending
rainy
streams
day.
is always awkward as well. It's like,
Ah,
what do you say?
I just tell my chat to shut the fuck up, and I turn off my stream.
Oh, well, that works.
Works every time.
Well, chat, you can pipe down for now. We're gonna go raid Hex.
Yeah, I appreciate being here. Thank you, and see you guys later.
Bye.